broker-dealers now. We'll do IAs. If I might even do IAs on this one, depending how long it takes or how bored I get. I think my playlist is pretty solid for this, but it's a little ad hoc, like all over the place. So I'm going to try to create a timeline one, and we'll go from there. Let's see how it goes. So this one's going to be about what is a broker-dealer, what is an agent, how do they register on the state level, stuff like that. Now I'm going to try to give information all around, not just for the exam, but we're going to make sure that you come out of this video knowing what you need to know for the exam about broker-dealers and agents. And depending, if you see that I start on the IA after, then it's a bonus, right? Good stuff. So let's start with this. What is a broker-dealer? What's a broker-dealer? A broker-dealer, not an agent, a broker-dealer is a firm. Remember that. A broker-dealer is a firm. It's an entity. It's an entity that affects transactions, means executes transactions in securities. Now, as a business, okay, so if you do it if you're trading in your Schwab account or whatever, you're not a broker-dealer because you're not a firm anyway. But that's not the same thing. It's for the account for themselves or others as a business. So you're trading as a business. And remember, it's a firm that executes. So on this exam, if you see execute transactions, 99% of the time, it's a broker-dealer. If you see give advice or make recommendations, even though broker-dealers can make recommendations, pretty much if they say make recommendations, they're talking about investment advisors. So some of the questions you're going to get is, how do they get paid? Well, they can get commissions if they act as an agent in an agent capacity. So what's an agent capacity? That means they're acting as a middleman. They're not using their own principal. They're not using their own money, none of that stuff. They're like when you go to buy a house, you hire an agent, a realtor to find the house for you. They find a seller for you. You don't buy it from the realtor. You buy it from the person they find. I want to buy a house. This is my range. They find a house for you. They find a seller. And then they just meet you up and then they do the middle and then they charge a commission. That's an agency transaction. That's one way. That's the broker. So remember, ABC, agent, broker, commission. Now, the other one is if they act as a principal, they can get markup and marked down. So that's if they act as a principal, they're using their own inventory. So if you go to buy shares at 40, they're going to sell it to you at 40 and add a little markup. Kind of like when you go to a restaurant and you buy a bottle of wine, they bought the bottle of wine for like $5 and they're charging you like 15 or 20. That's a markup. Okay. So you're buying from their inventory of wines. Well, same thing. When you buy shares in a principal, when the broker dealer acts as a principal, which is a dealer, they're charging you a markup. You're gonna buy it at a price and they're gonna mark it up by max of 5%. That's a guideline. And if you sell it, they're going to buy it from you. So the other side, right? So they're going to sell it to you and charge a markdown, which means if you sell it at 40, they're going to pay you like $39.50 or $39, which is you're selling it at 40 minus a markdown of $1. So when you buy it, they buy it at the ask, they charge a markup. When you sell it at the bid and you pay a markdown. So they're going to reduce what you get when you sell it and they're going to increase what you pay when you buy it with a markup or a markdown. If you see the broker dealer sold you, or you see in the confirmation, I can't think of the word, Jesus. If you see in the confirmation we sold you, or they say we sold to you, or we bought from you, that means the broker dealer bought it from you, or the broker dealer sold it to you, and that means it's a markup or a markdown. They can get fees for other things, right? So for like investment banking and stuff, it's not really a commission, but it's fees for doing a transaction. So that's another way they can get paid. They cannot get paid for advice. Okay, that's the thing. Broker dealers cannot get paid for advice. You have to do a transaction. Now, do broker dealers give advice? Of course they do. They call you up and say, hey, buy this, buy that, buy this, buy Tesla, buy whatever, sell NVIDIA. They give you advice. You can't pay them for that. The only way they get paid is if you do the transaction. If I call you up and say, hey, Johnny, buy some Tesla here, and you go, nah, I don't get paid. But once you go, yes, I'll buy it, then I can get paid for it because I'm going to charge you a commission. I think that works. What happens if they do start charging for advice, right? So if they start charging for advice or doing wrap fees or charging for financial planning, they are now into the investment advisor realm, and they have to. And what they will have to do is they will have to look like I'm asleep when I take the stupid glasses off. Never wore glasses for the longest time, and now that I've been wearing them, when I take them off, I'm like, boy, I look like asleep, or it's just blurry and I can't see shit. So anyway, so if a broker dealer starts charging for the advice or for wrap fees or for financial planning, they fall into the investment advisor route. Then they have to register as an investment advisor as a separate firm. That's the only way it works. They can't charge fees for transactions. There's got to be a way for us to make money from giving advice or giving out research without getting paid for it. So instead of getting paid hard cash, we're going to get soft dollars. Okay. Soft dollars. Okay. Is like a loophole around the no pay for advice thing. So like an agent can't, or a broker dealer cannot sell your research. They can just give it to you and hope you give them business. An IA can actually sell the research. They can say, listen, you're paying for the research. That's what you're paying for, the advice or the management. So the broker dealer can do what they call a soft dollar transaction, where now they can almost do anything, but the ones that are safe are what we call safe harbor. Safe harbor rules or guidelines are like, if you follow these guidelines, you're safe from being sued or getting in trouble. You can do other things, but you may be at risk. If you do these things, you're fine. So one of them is we can actually give you research. Now I'll explain the whole process in a second, but we can give you research. Okay. We can give you research. Fine. We can pay for tickets to a seminar, not the travel, but the actual seminar convention that helps you invest, or for your customers. Or we can do for software, again, that helps you invest. Not accounting software, not compliance software, basically investing software. Like in reality, I guess you could say a balloon. After
I just took you off mute.
And I'm all fucking I was on mute.
Yeah.
Thanks. All that spiel, I got to do it again. I'm not going to make you do that stuff. Okay. You know what? I do mute so there's no hot mic shit. So when I talk about all you guys, no, I'm kidding. Welcome back Thursday. It's good. Welcome back, Jeff Dane, to honor us with his presence after last week. So he's a big shot. He's going to Nick playoff games and stuff like that, eating caviar. Yeah. Let them eat cake. He's eating caviar while watching the Nick games and twirling the towel. It's great shit. Okay. But it is what it is. Okay. Okay. So happy Thursday. We're doing this. Remember, this is NASAA night. There's 63, 65, 66. It is not. We can talk about FINRA exams if it overlaps. If you pass an exam, I'm happy to celebrate with you. But we're not going to really cover a lot of the 7 FINRA stuff on here unless it overlaps with 65 or 66, because that's Tuesday nights, and I try to keep it separated. I'm hurting my views a little bit, but I'd rather keep it separated so people are on here, get what they want, instead of having someone to take on the 7 have to look for hey Chris, thank you for coming on, baby. I love it. Having to suffer through hearing about DCF when you're studying for the SAE. So we like to keep it separated. Okay. Now, a couple quick things. Fuck it. Well, let's get right into it. Okay. And I'll come back to it later. I'll suffer when you guys are in here. Okay. Okay, Gabrielle. Retaking the 65 on June 8th. Failed the first time, scoring 82 out of 100. Okay. Okay. Now, I'd say right now you're talking maybe for another couple. How about this? For the quizzes, Gabriel, do with the answers where you can see them right away. For the full-on finals, act like you're taking the test, do them with the answers off. I think that works. So for the quizzes, anything short, like 15 to 20 questions on chapters, and I said you're going back and forth with an STC. I like that you're going back and forth. And you said you're going back and forth. Chris Harris, stay on here. I'm scoring 86 cents. Yeah, that's usually pretty typical. If you're in the mid 70s on Kaplan, then here's the thing, enough to pass. Whether you'll pass or not, I don't know. But you're scoring, you have those scores, and you're still literally 2.5 weeks away. Probably fine. I would keep doing questions. But remember, when you do questions, here's the biggest thing. When you do questions and you do a test, other guys say you shouldn't do this, but fucking morons. You are to review every single one you get, whether right or wrong. Why, Ken? Why do you make me do that? Yes, it takes longer. So it should take you longer to review the exam than to take it. Here's why. You don't want to guess and get it right, and then have that wrong reasoning anchored into your head, okay? So if you guess and you get it right, that you now think you're right, but it's actually just you got it right for the wrong reasons, right? So that makes you think a certain way, and then it's going to fuck you up. And then on the test, when they ask you it a different way, you're not going to get lucky, and you're going to fail, and you're going to come here and say, I missed it by 1. We don't want to do that, okay? So the whole point here is that you got to review every single question. If you do it and if you got it right for the right reason, fine. Quick check, boom, move on. Okay. If not, review it. And then if you're like not 100% sure of the explanation, have your book open. Everyone has online versions now. They all have online versions. Go on there and Control F, find the chapter for the paragraph and read the whole paragraph, even if it's multiply. And if it's in 3 different spots, read all 3, because you don't want to just do the explanations, because then you might not get the full. You might not. They might give you the like bad reasoning. And the reason I say that is this: a lot of students, I go, "Hey, what's an accredited investor?" And a lot of them who use STC go 250 grand, a single 250. That's not the answer. But what happens is there's a question that shows up once or twice, and it goes, which one of the following is an accredited investor? And it goes, a single woman earning 250 grand a year. So that's accredited, but it's not the definition. 250 is the 250, making 250 a year is accredited, but the answer is 200 grand a year. That's the threshold. So you want to make sure you go over the right ones and go over them and make sure you read the explanations in the book, because the explanations in the chat and the question sometimes just answer the question, not the topic. That helps a little.
Professor, can I add one thing?
Go ahead. Add away, baby.
I want to add in how to study video into the
Jump it in there, baby.
And also, when you discussing the explanation part of the exam, what I always say is you want to make sure that your thinking is in line with the same methodology that they're using, so that if you arrive at the correct answer the same way they explain it, that means that you're understanding the question. That's the most important thing. You don't want to arrive at the same answer from a completely different thought process. It has to line up with their methodology, because that's what you're going to need on the exam to reiterate your point of, if they change the wording, which is going to happen, you're almost guaranteed it's going to look even just a 1% different. You want to make sure that you understand it no matter what. You want to make sure that your thought process is the same as the people, as what I say, in the all khaki pants and shirts outfits, putting the questions on the exams.
Good. I like it. Outstanding. I was going to add to that. No, we're good. We're good. Oh, by the way, if you want anyone taking it farther out than tomorrow, go find my 2 brutal exams. And they say 65 and 66 for either test. It works. And if you can do well on those, you'll be fine, and you will pick up some questions there. Okay. Do you mean DDM, Rahul? Versus, I think you mean IRR and DDM. Okay, or DCF. Okay. So, bringing out the board. Okay. The handy dandy notebook. Okay, so hold on, let me do one thing. By the way, Chris, thanks for coming, baby. FFA all the way. Okay, here we go. Now, let me make sure I have Hold on. Let me get a couple things. Let me get a couple happy things out. Okay. Ahmed, love it. We're gonna get there. Hold on, stay with me. You're the same Ahmed who passed, I assume. Let me just double check. Okay. Hold on. Let me get some good new stuff coming out, and then we'll come back to the other stuff. I'll give you the good one. I'll send you the first of the night, baby. Pat, baby. Now, if you guys passed, you need to stay on the chat that you passed. You can't just, because I think Ahmed is my guy from the class this morning, and I think you passed. I just want to make sure. Okay. Boom. I love it. Okay. I'll take it. Ahmed is in our class. He did a great job. He nailed it. I think he did it. He took the 65, but if I remember right, he took it in like an hour and a half. A little too fast for my blood, but he beat it. That's all that matters. Doesn't matter how you get over the hump, as long as you get over the hump, right? I think that works. Let's give me a good one that. Oh, here we go. This one I like.
Gotta get that. Gotta get that. Boom, boom, boom. 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 That boom, boom, boom.
Boom, baby. I'm mad. I love it. I'm so happy for you. Now, whenever somebody pass, okay, if somebody says it, it's like I'm mad, and then my man, where the hell is he? Where'd he go? Oh, and Pat, if you guys have questions, like not specific, if you have questions, throw them in there. They're always happy to help because people loved. We have a great community here that tries to help each other out. I love watching people talk to each other. Like somebody, I think it was last Thursday. I don't think it was Tuesday. I think it was last Thursday. No, it had to be Wednesday because I was in Panama. They hooked up, and one guy helped the other one get a job interview. How fucking awesome is that? Okay. Shit happens, you know? That's why we like to help each other out. Okay. Now, Raul, we're back to this. Okay. So, let's say, I have to get soft light, so this feels better. So let's say in 3 years, my bond is going to be worth $1,000. That's my what? Yes. That's my future value. Doesn't say fuck you. It says future value. Okay. Now, the question is, what do I have to invest now, or where? Or not only that, it could be what should I invest now, or what should the bond be trading at now? What's the expected price? So how do we figure that out? Okay. The way we figure it out is we use DCF. We take the future value and discount it back. So let's say we have a 5% return. We're going to do $1,000 and bring it back to present value. For the 63 people, you'll be bored. But 65 and 66, even if you can't do the math, you got to get the concept. And these are on my 2 brutal exams. I show you how to do it up and down, backwards and forwards and backwards and upside down. Now, $1,000, we're going to divide it by 1.05. 1,000 divided by 1.05. How did I get 1.05? I took 1 point in front of the 5%. So I divided by 1.05. I think I get like 963 or something. Yeah, I don't think it's that. I think it's lower. Then I do it again. Divided by 1.05, I get 907. And then I do it one more time because I'm going back 3 years. I get 863. So if I divide, that's called discounted cash flow. I'm discounting the money back to what it is now. So the bond should be trading at $863. That is the present value. What $1,000 in 3 years bond at 5% should cost you $863 now. So that rate of return right there is called the internal rate of return. However, or let's say the required rate of return. Now let's say the bond is trading at $850. Now where is it supposed to be trading, fellas and women? $863. But you actually could buy it at $850. Is that a good thing or a bad thing? So if it's worth $863 and I can buy it for $850, that sounds like TJ Maxx to me. So that means you're buying it at a discount, okay? That means that's a good thing. So that's a positive NPV. So then your internal rate of return is going to be higher than the required, okay? So your rate of return is higher than it's needed. So, and it's, the required rate of return is what I need. Internal rate of return is where this equals this. Again, won't have to do the math. DCF is the method to find present value. It's not evaluating present value. It's finding present value. So DCF is how we do that for bonds. Dividend discount model, DDM, is for is for stocks, like stocks. And there's a thing called dividend growth model. It's for common stocks that has a growing dividend. Okay. So IRR is the rate of return where the 860, they call it a zero NPV, where 863 and 1,000, that's the internal rate of return. That's the rate of return where my 863 equals my 1,000. It's not the same number, but it's equal on parity, if you want to say. If you can buy it for less than that number, your return is higher. You have a positive NPV. If you have to pay more than that, It's a negative NPV. You're going to earn less than the return. Okay. Hope that helps a little bit. Now, Chris Harris. Okay. Chris, one, get the fuck off my live. What are you doing on here? You should be resting, relaxing, getting a massage, whatever. But if you want to do anything, then what you should do first thing you should do, or you go to bed, watch my crash course, at least watch the gorilla style. If you've done my brutal exams, hope you're scoring well. But the big thing tomorrow morning, eat a breakfast and then do a quick review of investment advisory clients. Not the whole thing, but you want to make sure you take a look at trusts, joint accounts, and estates. More trusts and joint accounts, but all three things. Trust it. It's not that they're hard, but they're heavily enough tested, and it's low hanging fruit, right? Let's get the low hanging fruit out of the way. Let's not go crazy on the shit that doesn't get tested. But these are easy to remember, and you want them top of mind. So when you get a question on, do people open an account? What's the difference between right to survivorship and tenants in common? The survivorship after death, right? Right to survivorship. If Chris, you and I have an account, and somehow I die under mysterious circumstances, you're going to get the money. If I have a tenant in common account, if I die, the money goes to my estate. So right to survivorship goes across to the other person. Tenants in common goes down to the estate. The beneficiaries, the heirs, it goes through probate. Those are all things that could be tested. Not could be, will be tested. Okay. Carol.
They won't be reaching out for you no more. Don't tell my heart, my achy, breaking heart. I just don't think you'd understand.
I know it's sad you missed, but we're going to get through this, okay? So got to laugh a little bit, okay? As long as you're not fired, you can laugh at that one, okay? Now, Carol E. Now, first of all, what exam was it? But it doesn't really matter so much. But if you just failed today or in the last couple of days, take a couple of days off, rest, go drink, have fun, have a life for a couple of days. And if you just failed it today, take the weekend off. The Memorial Day weekend, take all through Sunday, then maybe Monday, start reading the book. Anyone who failed, I'm saying this to Matt too, okay? Now, you have a different question. Let me do this. So now, okay, so Hello Daisy. Okay, so Carol and Hello Daisy, I'm giving you the same stuff. I'm so sorry you missed. A lot of retirement stuff. Okay, so now Carol and Daisy. Daisy. Now, what you're going to do is take the weekend off, maybe Monday, since we're off that day, start reading the book. That's all you're doing. You got to take some time off. You got to relax, decompress, all that shit. Then on Monday, start reading the book. Do not take any tests. Focus on reading the book. Everyone's going to say, just focus on the stuff your weekend. Do not do that, okay? Do not do that at all, okay? Don't just focus on the weakness. Focus on everything because I've seen it way too much, okay? Now, what happens is I will have someone who gets like a 72, and they come to me. I just want to work on these things I was bad at. I go, no, to work on everything. They go, no, they refuse. And they refuse to read it. I try to force it into them, try to shove it down their throat. They don't want it. And then they take the test again, and then they fail. Why? Now, the shit they were good at dropped, and the shit they were bad at went up, just even out, and then they fail again. And now they're on their third shot, and their job's on the line. So your job is to prove everything, and the stuff that's good, make it better, and the stuff that's bad, make it good. That's the job. So Daisy, that's your job. So Daisy and Carol, your job is to take the weekend off on Monday. It's sort of the weekend, but it's a day off. So do it in the morning so you don't miss the NCAA lacrosse championship, okay? Because that's at 1:00. We want to watch that. You can rooting for people. And then just start reading. Don't do any quizzes for like the first 10 days. Got a lot of time, babies. Okay. Now, Matt, I like it. I think that's so fucking smart. No. The only thing I would say is do a little bit more deep dive on the business and economic stuff because that's a little heavy on the 65. But I think you'll be fine. You're gonna rock this. You're taking it in 9 days. Get the business and economic stuff out of the way. Go over my brutal exams. Anyone taking the 65, 66, find my brutal exams. I promise you, that's as much as I can say, is that they will help you a shit ton, whether it's 65 or 66. Okay. I mean, they can do anything they want. You know what I'm saying? That's kind of a thing. This is the thing. An issuer they can literally make preferred stock. Remember something. They can make preferred stock votable. On our test, it isn't, right? But they absolutely could do that. Okay. So they can do anything they want. I've never had to deal with it at all. But a company can kind of set their do it. It's basically what it's going to be. It's an unlisted trade, right? It's not like if it's tradable, then obviously that's not a case. So it has to be what they call unlisted preferred. Okay. Like in reality, there's probably some common stock. If you buy, you got to redeem it, but it could be unlisted preferred. I don't think they do that anymore. But it could happen. Here's the big thing. If that's on the exam, it's very illiquid because literally you have to buy back from the issuer. Okay. To sell it to the issuer. Okay. 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 Let's find another one. Okay. Now. Let's go. Kylie, I clipped on the wrong one. I'll get to you in 1 second. Okay. Okay, so Jeff, you have a shitload of time. This is what you do. Your scores are not going up, right? So you're doing quizzes and you're ranging 62 to 70, 60. First of all, in Kaplan, that's probably in a good range. But what you want to do, just take a couple of days off. And then you're getting a couple of 58s, right? Okay. So I want you to take a couple of days off and just go back to watching videos or reading. Stop doing quizzes for like a week. Not a week, like 3 or 4 days. Like start now. And then from now until Monday, just watch videos, read, stuff like that. Start adding knowledge. Maybe focus on the stuff that's weaker. I know Kaplan has a good performance tracker, so that's a good thing to do. I would go through there and figure out where you're weak. While you guys are here, if you need help tutoring, if you need help and you need a tutor, we do this, right? We do it all the time. I literally do it all day long. I literally, I like that word, literally. I landed at 4 p.m. coming from another country. And by 6 o'clock, I was teaching. And then I had to live. Okay. So I do it at you can do series7exam.org, but that's a new website I'm trying to build. If you go to capadvantagetutoring.com, you can do it with me, or I have three other tutors soon that can do all this stuff. You can do the study plan with Jeff, where he doesn't teach you the products. He gets you on the right track and he can make you study. He can absolutely help you study, and he does a real good job. A lot of these people who do it, sometimes they don't even hire a tutor because all he did was click their brain a little bit to study differently, and their scores start going up without giving him one iota of knowledge on the topics. Okay. If you don't like my style and I'm too bombastic, whatever, you can go check out Michael Weiss at series7examtutor.com. He's awesome. I love it. Okay. That's only if you need tutors. But the other thing we have, if you don't want to spend that, okay, if you don't want to spend that kind of money, we have the memberships. For the 65, 66, there's really only 2 that you should do. The $34 one where we meet on Mondays at 6 p.m. And then there's a $49 one, which we meet on Mondays. And like we meet right before this lesson. They're actually, none of them are in the live right now because after I leave the Zoom open for them and they do a study group. It's really good. So literally, remember, it's not $49 a week. It's not $49 a class. It's $49 a month. $34 a month or $49. If you do it on your iPhone, it's going to be more because Apple adds 30%. So do it on a laptop or desktop. Okay. Okay. Okay, hold on. Back to the top. Okay. So Jeffy BT5. I want you to focus on just spending the next 3 or 4 days just reading and watching videos. That bets it up your score more than anything else. Okay. Now, if an IA is not selling, remember, so the IA is not selling, Kylie. The IA is not selling a private fund. They're managing it. Okay. So if you're managing a private fund, you're an exempt reporting advisor. You do not have to register anywhere. Also, you might get a question where it goes, do employees of a exempt reporting advisor
have to register in the States? No, unless they're acting as an IAR. That's kind of the question. So exempt reporting advisors do not have to register with the state or the Fed. However, as if they're under 150 million, they have to submit their financials to the SEC. Once they're over 150, then they have to register with the SEC. Fucking Toronto beating the Yankees again. Fucking A. Now, I should take that off. That just bothers me all the time. Now, if you're advising a venture capitalist fund, you never have to register no matter how much money they have. So again, if you're a private fund advisor managing hedge funds, private funds like family offices kind of thing, you don't have to register up to 150. You have to report your financials. After 150, you do have to register with the SEC. Hope that helps Kylie a little bit. Okay. Now, okay. There we go. Ahmed, baby. Fucking love it. Okay. Carmen. Okay, boom. Boom. See, Ahmed, listen. He followed the advice, okay? Followed the advice. It's fucking and he had a good group. He works for a great firm. They're supportive. Now he's going to go make his dough. And a year from now, he's going to go back and tell us how he's running a $400 million book of business. Okay. I'm back for the 66. Carmen, that's good. Yeah. So there's a group chat. If you go to the thing on the bottom, it's going by really fast. If you go on the thing by the bottom, okay. If you go by the thing by the bottom, okay, FINRA and NASAA exam test threat network, they have a lot of groups going on in there. What they do is they go in there and then they start their own chat rooms and message things. They're pretty cool. If you want to join the membership, Carmen, that's what we do. That's the membership you can do. That's not free. But also, do you remember, I have on my website, the Capital Advantage Tutoring one, I have free Zoom groups. I don't run them. They're just for people to meet so they don't have to create their own Zoom groups. Okay, Jennifer. That's outstanding. Hope you're still here, baby. Okay. I love it. So, first of all, since I don't know that you passed, I'm going to just assume that you told me for the first time. Is it a good one? Yeah, this one's a good one. See, Jeff can probably see my camera, and he can see me doing this, darn it. Okay. Congrats. Okay. That's awesome. Remember, you're taking it in 10 days. That's awesome. Hopefully you're passing all your stuff. Okay. Hopefully you're passing your exams. Make sure, guys, anyone taking the 65, 66, make sure that you have the trust, the states, and the ethics down. I know it's hard to do the ethics, but it's going to be all over the test and people forget about it. And that's where they get hammered. Also on the 65, 66, you want to make sure not only do you have investment vehicles, have the client recommendations on. I'm seeing a lot of people get hurt by that. Okay. How do I define junk mail? Don't worry about it. We're going to talk. Oh, I get it. Okay. Now. Okay. Beta is your risk adjusted return, right? Standard deviation is volatility. Like you're not going to see. So if you see, let's see if there's a way I can explain this better. Okay. Beta is going to be your risk adjusted return. Okay. So now standard deviation is volatility. So they both fall under CAPM. It is pretty good. Okay. So now let's think about it this way. If I think of beta as market risk and I think of standard deviation as volatility, look for those words. Okay. Now, like there's a question on the Sharpe ratio. The Sharpe ratio is a return minus a risk-free rate divided by standard deviation. That's the Sharpe ratio. Am I getting enough reward for the risk I'm taking? If, God forbid, you see this one, you won't have to do the math, I promise. Guys, and somebody mentioned about that. Don't worry about doing the math on this stuff. And you might have to do a little IRR math, but not a lot. Now, if you see this, trainer ratio, you won't have to do the math. That's that return. So Sharpe is over beta. I mean, over standard deviation. Trainer is over beta. And it's the same thing, but it's is your return versus market risk. So trainer is expected return minus the risk-free rate. I don't think you'll have to do the math on it, but it's your return minus the risk-free rate over beta. That's trainer. If it's sharp, it's over standard deviation. Sharp is over standard deviation. That's the only difference. And I don't think I've seen a couple of people get questions on it over the last 6 months or so, but I'm not going to harp on it. I mean, because I'm not wasting time on it. Because I mean, like out of the thousands of students I teach, I have 2 people say they saw it. I just have it out there in case it pops up. Okay. Also, Kylie, go over anyone taking the 65 and 66 in a week or so, and you've taken my brutal exam. Tell me what you guys think of it. Okay. Okay. Junk mail. Okay. I get it. It sucks. It really does. Don't be discouraged. Okay. It's a hard motherfucking test. Okay. Ariana, there's your question. Okay. Listen, it's a junk mail. It is a hard fucking test. It really is. There's no way around that. I don't know the numbers, but I'd have to think the 66 has a much higher a significantly higher fail rate than the 7. Because it's like the 7, you can almost brute force your way through it. The 66, you kind of come in with an angle. Really does. I mean, it's like everything's off a little kilter. You got to really get a deep dive on this stuff. So don't worry about it, junk. All you're going to do now for the next, take a couple of days off, and then starting Monday, just go back and reread the book. Just read it cover to cover. If you have Past Perfect, get a new vendor, get SDC or Kaplan. If you had Kaplan, get SDC or Achievable. I do, guys. Another thing is, if you guys want to learn this stuff, there's all these exams, nobody teaches this stuff better than Achievable. And I have links in most of my most of my videos for that. Achievable is amazing. SDC is great too. I don't even ask Kaplan or anyone for links because I don't push them at all. My best 2 are SDC and Achievable. They really are. So that's why I have links to them. Okay. And again, I'm so happy. I like them so much. I don't even give a shit if you use the links. Go on your own. Go to Achievable.me. Go to SDC USA. Don't even use my links because I like them that much. Okay. Okay. I get it. Yeah. I mean, retirement accounts for every exam will have some retirement accounts. Yeah. Remember, that's a thing. Yeah. I understand having an IRA is like common sense, but it's not. Some of this stuff isn't like, what's the tax for if you leave early, or what's a vesting schedule? Those things you might know if you've been around for a while, where you understand stuff. But sometimes you miss out. You miss out on the little details, right? Like the difference between a SEP and a KEO, or like the 457 is technically non-qualified. Most people don't know that a 457, you can take the money out before you're 59 and a half without a penalty, because it's for like firemen and police department, shit like that. Okay. Okay, hold on. Hello, Daisy. If you want, I'd say get a little bit of money, go get the Achievable. It will change your life. I swear. As much as my options playlist changes everyone's lives, this Achievable, you will learn it so much better. I don't love training consultants. I mean, they're fine, but I don't. For the SIE, they can get you through it. But I do believe that there are better vendors out there. I think Achievable is better, SCC is better, Kaplan. Okay. Just Ariana, did you see what I did on my board? If not, I have a video that will really help you out. Of course, if I can't spell, there it is. Okay. If you can do this one, guy, anyone who wants to learn how to do the present value, future value, better than that stupid, that 30-second thing I did. Here's how to do the calculation for the future present value. Okay. Nikki, welcome to the options. Welcome to the Premier class, baby. And Joe Kennedy, welcome to Premier. I will see you on Sunday. Now, guys, remember, the 7 stuff is on Sundays and Tuesdays. The 65, 66 stuff is on Mondays and Thursdays. Okay. Hello, Daisy. We're not going to fail a second time. We're going to get there. Just do it the right. Maybe spend some time. Join the membership for $5. You get to do a Wednesday night class with my man, Michael. He can now say his name because he gave notice in at the old firm, and the new firm is going to let him tutor. Okay. I'm telling you, guys, the brutal exam, if you're taking the 65, 66, get on that shit now. Okay. Oh, my God, Ariana, don't be worried. I tell, look, let me explain something about mastery. And Jeff, I'll get you. The master exam and there's 2 exams that Kaplan does. I think one's called the mastery, one's called the practice exam. Not practice exams, the practice exam. Okay. It's just I almost tell people not to take them. I tell people not to take those exams because they're so debilitating and demoralizing and humiliating, and they make you feel like like an idiot. So if you don't want to take that the week before the test, okay? But the fact that you fucking passed it, Ariana, go get this. You're gonna nail this thing. Okay, everyone on here, I need to do this. I always have to do this. I need Ariana, especially you. I need you to type in, or I'm going to pass this fucking test. And even if you don't think you will, I need you to say it. It feels good to say it. Even if you said it and you miss on Saturday, no one's gonna fucking remember. And it's good to say it. Understand, if you say that and believe it, that's at least 5 or 6 points. You're gonna do better than you would have. You got to believe it, baby. Okay. Now, Jeff Beek. Okay. Okay. Oh, Gene, stay on there if you're still there. Now, yes, I tell everyone the only time zone that counts is Eastern. So everything I do is in Eastern. I mean, yeah, it's Eastern. Now, what I told Jeff today, which was very interesting, we were talking about the maps, and we were talking about the West Coast and stuff. And I'm doing it on the side. So I went down to, where did I go? Panama. Okay, I went down to Panama. Okay. For my daughter got engaged. It was great. We pulled it off. She walked into a room, she was so surprised to see us. She started bawling and crying. Now she's in Paris, loving it. Now, it's almost like a honeymoon for an engagement, right? Now, what's very interesting, I went to Panama and somebody there was from California. Now, in my mind, I look at the map, I think Panama's way out there, right? Way down there. It's like a 5.5 hour flight for us. It's longer from Panama to LA than it is Panama to New York. In my mind, I think, wait, Panama's way out west because we were literally on the Pacific Ocean, but it's literally comes in so much that it's a straight shot to New York where it's west because you got to fly over that big country called Mexico. So it takes a while to get over that. It's interesting. Just throwing it out there. Okay. Oh, Anna Red. Anna Red. Okay. Something that sounds like a Viking name. You know, Anna the Red. I love that. That's a badass Viking name. That's awesome. Okay. So Jeff, what do you think? If she has an 87, she should have peace of mind?
Yes.
Yeah,
but here's what I want to know. The big question. Are you taking the practice exams with the answers off and in full?
Right. Fair enough.
I just want to know.
I like it. Good. That's outstanding. That's great advice. We need to know, are you memorizing or are you taking them with the answers off or on? But otherwise, right now, if you are not memorizing, now I think the green light you can't take with the answers on for sure. You got an 87 on that. But that's another one that are harder than the exam, more convoluted. If you have a little bit of gaps, remember something. On these exams, the vendors do a lot of scenarios where you think you're making mistakes on the BD, but it's really just you can't track their story they're telling you. They will do a couple of it, like even I think Ahmed said there was a couple where you got like 3 people in state A, 5 people in B, 8 people in D. Where do you register? But not like 8 people in A. He moves here and he goes there, and then you die, and then his aunt comes in. They're just pretty straightforward.
Sure, answers off and in full. If you're getting 87s, you're clearly ready.
Yep.
On the green light. Definitely.
I love it. Okay. Yeah, Gene, baby, I love it. So I'm telling you right now, guys, you remember something. This shit is worth it. This pain, the crying, the mad, everything. If you do this right and you're at a good firm and you grind, it's worth it. Your life is going to be it's a good life once you get it going. Okay. What do you mean?
No, if you can grind it out in the beginning early on, it'll be the happiest.
Like the first 3 or 4 years are the worst, right? For the most people, because you have to do doing the work, you're doing the grind, you're building your book, and especially if you're an IA, like if you're working to be a financial advisor, the first 4 or 5 years are horrible, and then it builds. Like my tutoring, when I first started tutoring, I had a couple clients, but I would tutor like one person a day or a couple times a week. And then what happens is over like a year, I had no marketing. It was before, you could do social media. It was just word of mouth. And next thing I know, I had like 3 people a day, 3 people a week, and then 5. And next thing I know, it took me about 8 years from when I started in 2006. Around 2016, I really had to make decisions. Jeff saw that. I really had to make decisions on whether I would take a job based on how much money I was making tutoring. So it takes a while. It was slow. It was a slog. I'm a big fan of having multiple sources of income because if one goes down, it's bad. But that's the whole point here is that it's slow at first, but if you can put the grind in and never quit, it works out to be very good for a lot of people. Okay. Okay, TBB, stay there. I love it. I got some people come from the FFA coming. Okay, I love it. Okay. So Jennifer, have you done my brutal exams? If you haven't, you're taking a test. When are you taking the test? Soon, right? Okay. I forgot when you said you're taking it. On June 2nd. Okay. So if you've done do my brutal exams too, they will give you a real gauge of where you are. Okay. And I think that's great. Go over where you're weak, watch the videos, read. I love that. Just keep attacking the weak stuff. Okay. Boom, we're gonna get that. I know there's an emoji in there somewhere. Thank you, Cat Whistling Orange. I love that. Okay. Joe, thanks for joining. Nikki, thanks for joining. Okay, now. Okay, Jennifer, we will talk that. Okay. Yeah, junk mail. We got to talk about.
There's a good one coming up.
Yeah.
One that you'll enjoy.
Yeah.
Masso Jake 1.
Okay. Let's see. So Tuesday, 86, 89s. Yeah, man. Look, I think your scores are great. So you're taking it Tuesday. So what I want you to do, TBB, after your do the brutals on Saturday and Sunday, message me on that exam on one of them. I see that. I get the alerts all the time. Okay. So message me and tell me where you are. Okay. Tell me where you are and how you did on the second. Once you do both of them, text me how you did on them. And then we'll have a little, a text chat. We'll go back and forth on there. But if you're scoring 86, 89s, you're in great shape. You've already seen it. Okay. You're scoring well. I think they're probably capping. I assume you're going to rock it, TBB, baby. Okay. And then you're going to come on the following Tuesday and tell us how great it was when you pass. Okay. No, I love achievable, but I don't think you should get it with less than 2 weeks. That'll screw you up. Because no, if you're going to do anything, go to STC and buy their supplemental exams. It's like 4 exams. I like achievable, but I think they have a lot of information and I don't think it'll fuck you up. So if you want to buy more questions to do anything right now, go to STC, even use my link, you get 15% off. But if you don't want to do it, I don't give a shit. Okay. But go buy the supplemental exams. There's 4 of them. They're a little closer to the exam FX. And then make sure you do my brutals this weekend. And then come back on Tuesday or Thursday and tell us how it went. Okay. Because wait, you're taking on the 2nd. So you'll have passed it by next Thursday. Boom, we're gonna nail this thing, right? Okay. Wait, is that right? Am I doing the math wrong? Am I moving too far forward in the week? Right to today's? Oh, no, you're fine. So do the stuff and then on the 28th, come back in. I'm already into June in my head. Okay. Oh, I like it. Everyone said they're going to pass. Okay. Yeah, listen, that's true. Look, the 66 before you start work is always a smart idea. Taking the 66 before you start. I have a new student that just graduated. He's taking the SIE. And then he's starting in the mid-August, okay? So I told him, let's get this. He's taking the SAE in 2 weeks. And I said, let's just bang the 66 out before you start. The company will love it. Okay. So, yeah, listen. Yeah, you are at a disadvantage, but you're going to nail it this time. I know that. Ariana, we're going to pass this fucker. Okay. I'm going to pass. TBB, we're definitely going to pass. Okay. Answers off. I liked it. I love it. Okay. Look. An 87 is not lucky. I promise you that. No one gets an 87 by luck. Yeah, you may get from an 84 to an 87, but you're not going from a fail to a pass with luck. It's just not a thing. Okay. I see the one. Okay, so now, okay. Okay, so tie strack. Okay, we're gonna get this right. You're gonna pass. Make sure tomorrow, don't do any tests. You can maybe do one in the morning or something like that. Again, I'm not a fan of taking tests the day before. Make sure you go over customer accounts. You always want to do a little review of that, but you also want to make sure you go over like the associated person rules, like what the register up can do, the prohibited actions, and all the risks. You do that, and you should be fine. Hopefully, you're passing all your exams. And go watch my crash course. Okay, here we go. Okay. Is this the question you're talking about, Jeff?
The
Let me
Vanguard
bring it
one?
up again.
Yep.
Okay. So I don't know a whole lot about Vanguard. I know more about Fidelity, but I know they pressure you. So look, here's my thing on this. So you have the SIE already, Master Jake, right? So here's my thing on this. I think if you know you're interviewing and you have the SIE already, try to get the 63 out of the way.
I was just going to say that. Take the SIE, start studying for the 63 now.
Yeah. Okay.
And the SIE.
Yeah.
Either one. Yeah. You could do either one.
Yeah. Well, if they want the 63, just bang the 63 out.
Just get
right.
Yeah, so
I assume it is the SIE already, because it usually would say that. A lot of times, remember, a lot of firms want the SIE ahead of time. Look, Vanguard's good; they pressure you a lot, but you got to get it done, right? I have a lot of people that they start there. It's a good starting point, and I know a lot of people that stayed. I know a lot of people that leave. But you know what? But it's a job, and it's a good place to work, and it's a legit firm.
But when you're saying it's pressure, he wrote in there that they get 3-month paid study.
I know, it's great.
That's plenty of time to pass those 2 exams.
Yeah, but I'm saying if you get the 63 out of the way early, I think they're paid even after they pass. It's just they it's like a Fidelity thing. Fidelity wants you to work, but like a lot of them, like the Vanguards and the Schwabs and stuff, they pay you to like answer phones a little bit, but they're paying you to study.
But that's so much opportunity inside.
What?
Once you're inside, there's so much opportunity.
Yes,
you can
I know.
Do anything.
That's the thing. It's easier to get a job when you have one.
And Vanguard's a good name.
Yeah, it's a really good name. Like you can move up and do well. I mean, I know some people that hated it, but I also think that they were not the right, what do you call it? They didn't have the right attitude for the hard work thing. So
it's a different mentality. It's a harder working, less hunting mentality.
Yep, I agree. I'm with you. Yeah, I don't know how Vanguard, like Fidelity, it's incoming. Schwab is incoming, and they want to let outgoing. But like, there are a lot of it just, we don't want you to bring clients. We just want you to handle the ones we have.
If you interview, you should know you should do. If you're gonna pursue Vanguard, pursue like a Schwab or Fidelity.
Yeah, same level.
And see the difference in the culture.
Yeah.
Remember, when you're interviewing, you're not just interviewing for a job. You're interviewing to see if you want to be there.
Right. I agree.
So you might as well
do Fidelity, do Schwab, do all of them.
Yeah. It throw it out there. And like Schwab and Fidelity have branch offices all over the place.
Yeah. Yeah. Now, the only thing is I hear a lot of people complaining because they said Fidelity's trying to bring everyone back to work, to the office.
But you know what? But here's the thing. You would never, truth, like think of this, Ken, in all aspects. If you're going to take this career seriously, why would you want to work remotely?
I know, not when you're starting.
Not even first 5 years. No way.
No way.
You'll never get the experience.
Nope.
And going in the beginning will pay off tenfold.
Yeah, because you meet people. The only time I think remote works is if it's purely a tech job. Even that, I don't like it. But if it's purely tech and you're not dealing with anyone and you're just fucking coding, which is going to be I don't think it matters as much.
And here's the bottom line. If you live like in the tri-state New York area, you've got to take public transportation. It's a big thing, to get to work. If you live anywhere else and you can drive, park your car and go into an office and have your own desk, it's a big difference.
Yes. I'm jealous of it. They go, how long is your commute? They go 12 minutes. I go, you're in the city? No. I drive and I'm in Arkansas or whatever. And it's like, I just drive and park next to my office.
It's great.
And you don't need a badge to get in. It's crazy.
Right. It's a
and there's no tolls, none of this shit. I know.
You want
That's
to
crazy.
be. You want to be. If you're getting your license, you want to be in the environment.
I agree. You learn the
need to be
culture, you
there.
talk
Yeah,
to people, and you meet people that are big and they can help you. Because it's very hard to do the coffee chats on Zoom.
You learn a lot just listening and hearing things around you.
Yeah, I agree. Some people will fight to the death saying that's wrong, but whatever. I think in other industries, maybe, but in our industry, you want to be in person with everyone.
If you're 20, 30 years in, absolutely. You want to work from home, there's a pretty good chance you know a decent amount. But if you're starting, no, you got to go in.
Look at this. This is funny. Look what just happened. That's somebody else.
Yeah, I saw that.
Oh, yeah, I didn't see that. And Malvern, I go down there sometimes. To what do you call it? To teach. There's a group I teach. Not now. It's more in King of Prussia now. Okay.
But you know, Vanguard in that location, that's the
location.
Yeah, that's the one.
I do remember that. Yeah, I do remember that.
It's a very big deal in Pennsylvania.
Okay. No, I agree. Because a lot of the people I worked with Vanguard first, and then they did an offshoot to Mass Mutual. Okay. So I swapped from taking achievable practice exams, so I low to mid-80s, to cap on practice exams. I've taken 6 exams, averaging 71. I wouldn't be worried because achievable. Look, I love the way achievable tests, but I think what happens is the way they teach it. But I do think after a little bit, their questions become kind of predictable and your scores are up a little higher. No, that's not bad. When you switch from one to the other, when you switch from achievable to Kaplan, or anyone really, your scores will always drop. It doesn't matter. If you go to STC to Kaplan, Kaplan to STC, your scores drop. You didn't read their book. But no, if you went to, here's the thing. If you switched and you're still at the 71 level, you're actually in great shape. Unless you're taking a test tomorrow, then you're fucked. But hopefully you're not taking it tomorrow. Allison, I appreciate it. No, I don't know how she's that good looking compared to me. I think my wife must be a model. Oh, she's very good looking, so it works. Yeah, it kind of worked out. My kids are good looking kids. I don't know what the fuck happened with me. Okay. Allison, we love having you around. I mean, you're in the study groups, all the membership groups. That's great. You weren't in tonight, though, were you? Were you in the one tonight? I can't remember. I don't think you were. But I do like you're taking it on June 6th. I like that. That means we're what? 2 weeks away. That's great. You're going to be ready, Allison. I know you are. Okay. No, don't focus on crypto. Again, you're going to get 1 or 2 questions on it. So obviously you didn't watch my last, literally my last video that I just did. It's stay off fucking Reddit. Because you're not, it just does, it's not a good thing. Okay. If you're on here, hold on. And it's funny, I actually did the first half of the video in Panama and then the second half in Jersey. Okay. Yeah, look, don't worry about crypto too much. I have a couple of videos on it, but don't obsess on it. And remember, the problem is Reddit, you don't know who's on there. You got everyone pitching. I mean, you got one guy on there who runs a sub, not the one I don't agree with. Another guy, he pretends he has like 20 years experience. And if you look him up on Broker Check, he's literally in the business for like 2 years. But he acts like he has all this experience and he doesn't. So the whole point is you just don't worry about what you see on Reddit. Don't worry about what you see online. I tell everyone, I try to get everyone to, I really try to tell everyone, get rid of your fucking social media. For the 2 weeks before you take the test, get the fuck off Reddit. Don't go on Instagram. You can go on mine, but go on. I'm kidding. Put it all on your iPad. You can scroll all you want on your laptop or desktop. Get it off your phone. So the only thing on your phone before the week before the test is email, texting, and maybe YouTube. But even then, YouTube gives you fucking alerts with the stupid shorts all the time, which is just horrible. So it's all distracting. How many times Jeff, does this happen to you? You go on your phone to do something, and next you know, it's 10 minutes later, you're looking at something else.
What else? Looking at my phone. What were you saying?
Yeah, funny. There you go. Good one. I like that. That was well done. We couldn't have scripted that ourselves. Okay, that's good.
But
Okay.
no, it's the absolute. You know what? I realize this. Like even when I'm working, you've got to like turn certain devices off, away, or just not pay attention. Because remember, when you sit for the exam, you're not going to have anything around you to distract you. So you might as well get used to like
Yeah.
not having the distraction.
Yeah.
Like I always
100%.
say, when you're taking the practice exams, simulate the testing environment as much as closely as you can.
Yeah.
Go into a room, close the door, have no, if somebody needs to watch your phone because there could be an emergency or something,
Yeah.
give it to somebody else in the house.
Right. Well, what you could do is if you need to put your phone, put it on do not disturb, but have like one family member have the thing where they can break through it kind of thing. But yeah, it's better just get a calculator on your own little cheap, shitty calculator,
Yeah.
put the phone in the other room and go from there. Yeah.
And like if you're
100%.
studying it during the day at work, you have to go into a conference room
Yep.
or something where people aren't going to stop by, say hello. You're going to see emails.
For sure. Don't do questions around in a trading desk or in a bunch of. If you have to study during the day, and there has to be people around you, do videos and reading. Don't do questions when there's people around you, for sure. Like what Jeff is saying, because you're going to go through a question, burn it, but not get anything out of it.
And for those of you that are studying in the office and people see you studying, how many people come over and go, "Oh, what are you doing there? Oh, let me see the question. Oh, I passed that. That was an easy exam."
I know. It's crazy. It's stupid. Okay. Quick thing. Okay, here we go. So I'm not gonna push the member. I don't want to go too crazy in the memberships, but I will answer this. Okay. For the 65, so Nilam, it sounds like you're taking the 7 next week. So don't worry about the 7 membership. For everyone here, you either pay $34 a month and we meet on Mondays, or you pay $49 a month and we meet on Mondays and Thursdays. That's it. All the other videos, my brutal exams are all free. The only videos I charge for are my options videos, which will change your fucking life. But if you're taking the 65, 66, it doesn't fucking matter. Okay. Jennifer, I know you're gonna pass, baby. I know you are. Now back to you, Nilam. Okay. I'm trying to think the Nilam view. I'm trying to think the Nilam view. I don't know. The Nilam view. I can't think of it. The Nilam. Okay. Anyway, so I always try to think like if it's something funny.
The McNeely report. What was is that what you're thinking of?
No, I'm reading his thing and I'm trying to see if it is anything. The NILM view. I don't know. Okay. ILMA view. Okay. Anyway, so tips for the 7 next week. Make sure you go over mutual funds and annuities. Find my crash course. The day before, don't do any tests. Do my 2 brutal exams. They're in the practice exam playlist. All of these exams are in the practice. You got to scroll down a little bit because it's because I have the SIE in the beginning. Make sure you read customer accounts and disclosures the morning over the day before, and be a fucking badass. But make sure you have mutual funds and annuities on, because I'm sure you have options and munis already and suitability. Just get mutual funds and annuities. They will pop up. Okay. Oh, my God, you're getting 80s on Past Perfect. Go take this thing. You're going to rock this thing. Don't be worried at all. Okay. Yes. Masso Jake. Yes. If you can take the 63 before you start, that will help you 100%. Okay. Yeah, you're gonna nail this thing, my man. You're gonna nail it. Yes, if you get the 63 done, then the only thing you have to worry about is a 7, and you come in like a badass. Okay. Jeremy. Boom. I love it. That's awesome. So Jeff, first books he should read. Read this. What do you think? What's the book that you like?
Oh, the
Morgan book, right?
What is it? The Morgan Housel book.
Was it the theory of the psychology of money, or
psychology of money? Yeah,
or the art of spending money, or something.
There's 3 of them. I like all of them.
Okay,
they all follow his thought process, and it's but for this question or comment, also with in-house training going to be FA coming out of a 25 career. I always like people that come out of other careers and go into this business. First books you should read.
So I'm going to give you.
How to make friends and influence people.
I was going to say the same thing. I was going to say the Dale Carnegie thing. It really does help. Okay.
Those old school books, I know. Yeah. I happen to like especially the audios, the old way they speak and everything. I kind of like it. Right. I think that they still
I did the audio book of that.
Yeah,
I did the audio book of it. Now I forgot everything it told me, but yeah.
You, my friend, are going to be richer than you ever imagined.
So there's one that I always tell people, I'm trying to find it. Okay. The Intelligent Investor by Ben Graham.
Well, that's more about investing.
I know, but if you're an FA, you should fucking know.
But I think they interviewed him at the end, and he said all of it doesn't apply today.
No, who knows?
In today's world. Here's the thing.
But it's teaching you the background stuff. Okay.
Yeah. I mean, like really, if you're going to become an FA and you're you're building a book of business, you have to be, I would say, the more you're just out there and friendly with people, the more business you'll get than trying to push, that you're managing money now.
Right.
They will know. Just let it come naturally. It takes time.
Yep.
But after 25 years of business, you know a lot of people.
Yep.
A lot of people. I'm wondering what career you're coming at it, because a lot of times there's good reason to go back to some of those people. Let them know what you're doing.
Jeremy, what did you come from before?
Yeah, that's that's the big.
Okay, so while you're doing that while we're waiting. Okay, Eric. That's why I'm saying do the brutal exams. You'll see what the wording is. I promise you, the people screw up because they're looking for tricks when there aren't any. I'm not saying the exam is easy at all, but it's much more straightforward than the vendors do. I promise you that. My fucking allergies are kicking in again. I got a whole 2 weeks without doing it. Also, it helps that I'm fucking putting my hands on my eyes. Don't sweat it too much. If you're taking a Tuesday, yes, if you understand the concept, you'll be fine. Just make sure you read the question twice. If you don't understand it, read it again. If you don't understand it after the second reading, but it's a topic you understand, mark for review, come back to it later. Do not spend 5 minutes trying to understand it. Come back to it later. Pick an answer, mark for review, come back to it later. Again, the wording does get people, but what gets people is that it's much more straightforward. Yeah. So Eric, like you said, do my 2 brutal exams. I did them both like in October. So you'll see them. One says 66. It's 65. One says 66 only, but it's not. It's 65 and 66. Okay.
Oh, wait. Jeremy just responded.
Okay.
The auto parts industry, working with store owners. Okay. That is, if you have like people that you have long relationships with, go back to every single one of them. Go in there with like some kind of story, hey, I just want to let you know I'm leaving the business, but I want to keep in touch. Here's my card. Just want to let you know where I am, and you can relate to these people. You know how they get paid.
Right.
You know how their investments, like if like certain places have 401ks, their ages, if they're older and you've had long relationships with them and they trust you, that's the biggest thing. Go back, hey, what are you doing with your 401k when you leave here?
Yeah.
You have a million options. The
and
fact
the store owners always need help.
Yeah. Oh, it's that's a great. But
yeah,
there's so many options you can do there.
Yeah, I had a friend of mine who was studying for the 7. He had all the licenses. He was managing money, but he wanted to do more. And he said his best clients were car salespeople. Because when they're going, they make a lot of money. They can, if they're aggressive, and they're usually not the most educated, not in a bad way, but they haven't been taught like money skills on that end, so they really need the help. It's interesting. I never really thought of that.
It's very simple. All you have to say to somebody, if you're going to manage money, you say to them, I'm sure you have savings. What are you doing right now with it? Go with, and just tell them, find the highest paying money market that you can offer them.
Just start.
It's going to be more than what they're doing in the bank.
Right.
This way they don't have to make a decision. It's completely liquid.
Right.
you're just getting them, and then they'll come back to you. It's just gathering the assets and
100%.
put them in a money market.
Yeah.
Make it simple for them.
Yeah. Okay, so quick thing. I have a couple more things we're gonna get, but thanks for joining the SIE, guys. Anyone, I'm telling you, somebody just texted me too. Anyone who joins the membership, and you should do this anyway because I drop gold all the time. Make sure you put notifications on. There's a little bell thing that you can click. Okay, that you can click, and you make sure you get notifications because a lot of times for the classes, I send the Wednesday night SIE class. I send it out around 5 p.m. on Wednesday. So everyone gets a notifications. This way you get an email. And if you don't see it, there's a tab called posts. Used to be called something else. It's called posts. You post it there. I post it in there, and that's where you'll see the notification. And you can just see the link for the Zoom. Because remember, our classes are on Zoom, not this. This is just a fun shit show. They're on Zoom. Okay. Now, Alice and I don't disagree. I think Vanguard funds are great. I think they're solid. They've been around. You don't have to worry too much. I think they're good stuff. Okay. Okay. Allie Jessup, baby. Okay. For the 66, I'm not a big fan of dumb sheets. I'm not. Okay. But there are two things I would like you to put on there. They're not so important. I would put the options box just, up or down. I would put the bond triangle, okay, or the seesaw, whatever you use. And I'm going to show you something that on one of my videos I have, which I always think helps. Where is it? Where do I share screen? Like I have it in a video, so it's not like you have to remember this thing, but where is it? Like that, okay? You can't really see it very well because that's just some dumbass shit. Okay, hold on. There, okay. This is something, some version of this. Broker-dealer, IA, IAR, just to keep it all straight. Again, I have a video on this. You don't need to screenshot this, but it will help you. Maybe you want to put slobs over bliss on it. The sell limits, buy stops are above. Sell limits and buy stops are above. Buy limits and sell stops are below. You may get it. You may not. I don't know. But again, the 65, 66, not a lot of dumb sheet shit. The 7 for sure, there's a bunch. But I would always put the bond seesaw triangle on there because you will get questions. And just having that as a backup really does help. Okay. Okay. Oh, yeah, by the Viva. I know that the Dale Carnegie book, I may listen to it again. What I'm so lame. I'm actually... I'm doing the audiobooks because I've never time to read. I'm literally going through all the Harry Potter books again. It's actually kind of fun. And I realized how much the book didn't cut out. Anyway, but I did do the audiobook for Dale Carnegie. I tried to do the Psychology of Money. The only problem is whenever somebody reads their own book, it's kind of boring.
See, I happen to like his tone, his temperament.
No, I know. I like his podcast. It's like... It bores the shit out of me. So like I tried to read somebody else's autobiography, and I'm just like, I can't fucking do this. Oh, I'm reading Sorkin's book, 1929. I'm doing right. It's fine, and he's not bad because he tells stories. But I'm just like, I need
There's some voices that are like,
right,
like
the guy who does Once in Golconda. I love. It's like a kind of a high voice, but it's great. That's another 1929 book. Okay. Okay, here we go. Yeah. Dad. Oh, listen, here's the thing. There's no guarantee of anything, right? But if you read the book twice and everything you get it, the only way you fail is if you kind of just don't understand. Like if you kind of just read too fast or you have trouble taking tests. But yeah, I'm a big fan of reading the book. I'm not a fan of taking notes. I'm a fan of doing my videos, the vendors' videos, reading, all that stuff together. But reading is everything. What?
Reading the book is one thing, which we always recommend. That is like to me, it's a 3-pronged approach. You have to read the book, chapter quizzes, practice exams. You can't stop. You can't just do one and not the other two. You can't just don't just read the book and because you're reading it for like a second or even a third time, you still have to take the practice exams.
Right.
Because that's the way you're going to have to get.
Well, my problem is is if I don't say read the book, read the book, read the book. Do you know what every manager tells their fucking employee to do?
You just say take the test. Yeah, I know.
Yeah. Take test so your eyes bleed. Blah blah blah.
Yeah,
Yeah, it's not
the
fucking
reading's a waste of
1998.
time. It's not a waste of time because it starts getting you in that, it's warming your brain up to get to the questions.
Right.
You don't want to get to the questions and see the material for the first time.
Right.
You don't have to learn everything all at once when you're reading the book, but you want it to be like, oh, I remember reading this. Now let me really think about the concept and the information.
I agree. I'm with you on that. Okay. There you go. See, you're a smart guy. You passed the. So you're doing. Are you so Deadcraft? Are you doing the 66 before the 7? Sounds like it. Sounds like my man Junkmail was doing the same thing, which I love. But it makes it harder. It does make it harder to do the 66 first, but it does make your life easier because if you have that and then you start work, it's a good thing. Like I have somebody, I don't know if it was Fidelity or not. He had the 63, 65 and they wouldn't accept it, which I don't see. I mean, I think they finally did, but he's like, I'm not taking the 66. I passed the state requirements. I am not taking that again. So it's interesting. Look, I was a compliance guy for a little bit after I was a trader. There are compliance people who are fucking morons. There are some people who did compliance because they couldn't do anything else. Just saying. Okay. Deadcraft, I love it. Okay, everyone. Good. This is a good one. As I say, I never know what's going to happen on a Thursday night. It could be good. Are the Knicks playing tonight or no?
Yo, I'm watching the scores right now.
Did they win it?
Halftime, 53-49.
Okay. Oh, it could be another burner.
It's another, yeah.
It's still in New York. It's New York 2, and then they go to. Do they do the 2-3-2?
I'm not sure if I think it's a 2. I don't know if they go back and forth for the. Yeah, I don't know.
Right. Oh yeah. So Kyle. Yeah. So 1929. I love it. I'm getting through it. I love it. If you like 1929, I'm going to type it in. You gotta. This is a book. If you like the book 1929, you'll like this one. Once in Golconda. It's basically the same thing where they talk about the Kennedys. They talk about Joe Kennedy when he was young, like how he became a power thing. JP Morgan, all these people and all the scandals. It's really good. How the president of the New York Stock Exchange got in trouble for stealing money out of the safe of the New York Stock Exchange. It's all that good stuff. Okay. Yeah, boom, here we go. Oh, that's awesome. We won't tell anyone that you're going to leave. Okay. I want to become attractive. Good. Get that. If you get the 2 out of the way, I know for a fact, if you get the 66, there's no guarantee of any job, right? But you're much more attractive. The test risk is less, right? So the risk of you failing, they know they walk in there, they go, oh, he can take a hard test. Because if you get the SIE, it does help. But passing the 66 before the 7 tells them, oh, he can pass a hard test, or she can pass a hard test. Okay. I think we did some damage. Okay. Let's get into it. I will see you guys in 1 week minus an hour. Everyone who passes, you're going to rock this thing. And if you